Welcome to I Am Your Target Demographic. Today we're going to be talking about a straight-to-Netflix series of TV shows from Marvel Entertainment. We're going to get 4 straight-to-Netflix TV series, followed by a culmination movie called The Defenders. Now, only one of these heroes is recognizable and really known to the mainstream public, so I'm going to outline who these 4 people are and why they're going to come together. So The Defenders takes place in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. Alright, we're talking street-level heroes fighting other people, fighting crime. We're not talking alien threats here, we're talking normal, everyday stuff. The first hero, and the one that's most recognizable, is Daredevil, also known as Matthew Murdock. Matt Murdock was affected by a radiation spill. Not sure how they're going to do this in the show. Something caused him to lose his sight, but it was replaced by the ability to sense what's happening around him, like an echolocation, like a bat would, like a sonar, like a dolphin. So even though he's blind, he's able to hear heartbeats, he's able to hear things on the ground, he's able to sense where things are. As a normal everyday person, Matt Murdock is a lawyer, and so he can hear the heartbeat and sense when someone's lying. Some very cool stuff. Then at night, he dons the outfit of the Daredevil and goes out and punishes people that maybe got through the legal system, maybe got away clean, but he knows they're dirty. He fights crime on a very gritty, dirty level. But Daredevil is already pretty well known to the public, and so I'm not going to talk much about him, but the other 3 are super interesting. The first is a hero called Iron Fist. Iron Fist, or otherwise known as Danny Rand, is the son of a wealthy adventurer who seeks out this mystical place that is supposedly full of magic. His father takes his mother and him on a trip, and somehow getting through the mountains, the father dies, then the mother dies, and young Danny is taken in by the inhabitants of this mystical land, is trained in martial arts, and so he becomes this amazing warrior. And one test that they can take is to become a member of the Iron Fist Legion of Warriors. And to do this, he fights this dragon, mystical beast, defeats it, and gains the ability to create an Iron Fist, essentially. It's a power that they can harness their chi, their focus, make their fist invulnerable, super strong, but in doing so, and using all this energy, they become very weak and vulnerable. In addition to this power, he can also harness his chi to heal himself or others outwardly. Also, he's just a martial artist, so eventually, Danny returns to civilization with this newfound skill set, and also wants to fight for the everyday people. And even though he's wealthy, he just wants to fight for what is good. Iron Fist was created in the 80s, but in the 70s, another hero was created that protected the people of Hell's Kitchen. This hero is called Luke Cage. Or for a while, he went by the name Power Man. They don't really use that anymore. Luke Cage grew up in Hell's Kitchen. He was into crime. He was kind of running with a bad crew. Eventually, he gets framed for something that he didn't do and spends a lot of time in prison. While in prison, he's experimented on by a scientist who's trying to recreate the super soldier serum that Captain America used. And there's a guard that hates Luke Cage and tries to kill him by leaving him in this machine for far too long. But instead of killing him, it makes Luke Cage almost indestructible. His skin is said to be the strength of titanium, bullets bounce off, knives don't hurt him, he's nearly indestructible. But if he does get hurt, this makes it really tough because doctors can't do anything to help him. So on one hand, he's very powerful, but normal stuff that might hurt someone, they can't protect him from. Like if he gets sick, they can't do anything. So he ends up teaming up with the wealthy vigilante Iron Fist, and they become a duo called the Heroes for Hire. While Iron Fist doesn't need the money, Luke Cage does, and so they basically rent themselves out to protect people, to fight crime, things like that. Luke Cage does resent Iron Fist a little bit for his wealth, because Luke Cage grew up with no money, and so there is some interesting dynamics between the two. Iron Fist also teaches Luke Cage how to fight, So that's kind of cool. Now, in an interesting twist, at some point, Matt Murdock, the Daredevil, his identity is revealed, and he ends up hiring the Heroes for Hire to protect him, because people now know who he is. And they hire Luke Cage and then another superhero named Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is a new superhero, relatively speaking. Her series was created in 2001 and it was called Alias. Alias is unrelated to the TV show Alias, but basically, she used to be a superhero when she was young. She had a similar radiation issue as Daredevil that made her super powerful, almost indestructible, kind of able to fly, but she never really grasped it. But her interesting story happens when she's older. So as a young hero, she meets Luke Cage. They become an item, eventually becoming married and having a family. But she gets tired of that lifestyle, so she becomes a private investigator that helps out in superhero-related cases. And so in the series Alias, she is cracking down and solving mysteries and things like that, like a procedural drama, but she is a former superhero. In the show, they may combine her origin story of some sort of radioactive spill, as well as the origin story of Daredevil, because they both involve radiation, something happens. For convenience, the show might combine the two into one incident. Now, these four characters, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, are each going to have their own TV series for a total of about 60 episodes, straight to Netflix. And then there's going to be a movie called The Defenders, which combines the four of their stories. This could be the story where Daredevil gets his identity revealed, that they all have to come together for this case. It could be that they're fighting some sort of great threat to Hell's Kitchen. My idea would be that it's the Kingpin, who is Daredevil's kind of greatest rival, and is kind of the center of all crime in New York City. So it makes sense that these four heroes all cross paths with Kingpin and had to bring him down. This could potentially be the same story as where Daredevil's identity is revealed. If Kingpin wants to take out Daredevil, yeah. So they're going to go straight to Netflix. They're going to exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is where Iron Man, the Avengers, all those movies exist. It's going to exist in the same place as Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so it'll be really cool that it's going straight to Netflix, a lot of content, and so we'll see what they do. These shows will begin airing in 2015, which is right around the corner, so we're going to see them soon. I don't know what order. I don't know if they're going to be released all at once. It's still really early, but those are the four characters that they've announced they're going to focus on. So now you know who they are, a little bit about them, and you can be a little more excited for this project. I'm excited with the possibility of Netflix streaming gives to the Marvel Universe. There's a lot that they can do. So there you go. Hopefully this was helpful. If you want to check out other articles, movie reviews, things like that, head over to IamYourTargetDemographic.com, and thanks for watching.